Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
It's Tuesday. Time for another live Wicked Horror Show. I'm Kevin, and as always, I'm joined by Tony Has Nine Fingers.
What is going on, people?
And also Angel from That Strange Show is now here.
Oh,
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
What's up?
9:01. What are you talking about? Anyways, yeah, no guest this week, so we're just talking stuff and things. A few
Stuff
upcoming maybe releases and maybe some horror news and things of that ilk. So have you guys seen anything really that is met your fancy?
Tony?
Tony?
I think the last time we talked about it, it was a lot of the releases that we've had people on coming out.
Mhm.
I know there's a few more that I'm looking forward to. I think Macabre Mountain should be coming out soon. Phantom Fun World, I know, got a lot of it. What's up, Serge?
What's up, Serge? And Life is Pain is also saying, what's up? What's up? Life is Pain, hope all is well, as well. Oh, and by the way, I have some news. I have to look it up. The director that was on last week found where his movies are streaming over in the UK. So I will get that information as soon as I have a second. But yeah, so those movies are coming out. And you said, what was the other one that's being sent out soon? You said Murder Size?
Murder Size from Paul and Angie. For those of you who are into, well, I think it's right now just the stuff for the Indiegogo and stuff. I believe soon it'll be released for the public. I don't know from where, but if you guys are into the 80s, what is it? Linnea Quigley had those old school horror movie
like workout
videos. It's right up that alley.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Like he did a really good job. Like it looks just as cheesy as the old 80s ones, for real.
It felt like an 80s film. It felt like with the synthesizer music and just like the whole atmosphere of it, it felt like you were transported right back to the 80s, and it was fun. And it has a lot of, the indie darlings in it, a lot of up and comers, Kansas Bowling, who did a talking trauma the last couple weeks. She did a trauma movie when she was, I think, 16. She directed it or something. It's BC Butcher, which is one that was definitely a trauma-esque movie. But talking about people doing movies young. So she's in it. Crystal Shay's another one that's in it. Drew Maverick, who's been in a bunch of different movies. What was that? Pool Party
Massacre.
Pool Party Massacre. He was in that one. He's been in a couple different movies, but he's in this. He one of the comic reliefs in it. But I definitely dug it. For those of you who are looking for something to check out, just give it a little bit of time. But that should be coming out soon. And then, like I said, Phantom Fun World did like what do you want to call it? A release party or something. But I think they also did it at a convention where they had, like, for those of you who don't go to conventions, they usually have a screening room where they put movies up there. And I think that was one of the debuts was at a convention. I could be wrong.
Well, I mean that's either way. That's cool. I wish all conventions did that. A lot of them do, and a lot of them don't. Unfortunately, I wish it was more of a regular thing. But how about you, Angel? Is there anything that you've checked out recently that has tickled your fancy?
I've been taking a little hiatus on a
Yeah.
lot of things, but now I've been watching Yellowstone. I watched The Flash, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mayhem movie was fucking awesome, and yeah, I watched a little bit of Yellow Jackets, but yeah, I've been keeping my eye on things. There's like what Tony said, a couple of the indie stuff, and just watching people what they're doing on the internets.
Ooh,
But
nice.
yeah,
Actually,
couple
is
things.
saying real quick. He's saying that he saw the Nun 2 and the Boogeyman. I have the Boogeyman. I haven't checked it out yet. It's on my Plex, guys. But I haven't checked out the Nun 2. I'm very weary about the Nun 2. Did you like it? Just because I thought like the reveal of the Nun in The Conjuring 2, right? It was the
Yeah,
Conjuring 2.
I don't remember.
I thought that was like one of the coolest reveals. Like the way that the shadow went around the room and then it just like the hands came out. I'm like, that's awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And the Nun came out and I wasn't thrilled about it. Like I liked it, but I didn't love it. So I'm kind of like, the way I don't know if I'm psyched about the Nun 2. I mean, I'll probably check it out.
I thought there was already a Nun 2, but I guess that was some other movie to do with the Nun.
Yeah, or either that or
like,
it's another movie.
I knew they put out the another in that Conjuring lore was the La Lenora or whatever.
La Llorona.
They put out a they put out a I don't know
I
if it
didn't
was
hate that. I like that one.
Yeah, that's from the Latin boogie.
It's like there's a bunch of movies based off of that I don't want to say character, based off that like it's not a mythos.
No,
Yeah,
it's
lore,
like
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a kukui.
Excuse me?
Kind of things. Yeah.
It's like Santa Claus.
Yes. Krampus.
Yeah, he's saying the Nun 2 was not so good. Not so good. For such a big budget, very poor. I went with my sister. She did jump a few times though. Some people are just they're gonna jump no matter what.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I like a lot of some of the Conjuring movies, but like Insidious, The Conjuring, all those, they kind of fabricated for like jump scares. You know what I mean? So
but
it's like,
yeah, I mean, I like the franchises in general, but just like most of the franchises that are out there, you gotta cherry pick the good ones. There's a lot of them out there that are stinkers, and that kind of brings me. I'm sorry, you were actually saying something, and I kind of interrupted you because Life is Pain had commented, but you were saying that you were getting into some other stuff.
You watched to me?
You Angel.
Oh, I was just watching Superstore. Yeah, Superstore. Nightcore, actually. Nightcore I put back on and I forgot how good that was.
The old one?
Yeah, no, I'm the old one.
So good.
But yeah, it is very good. But yeah, no, I haven't really been watching too many horrors right now. Yeah. I've been checking out Tubi here and there because what happens is like you put something on and it's unless like you're gonna watch it like I don't put on a new movie to like walk around the room and do my like chores or whatever, or, like background noise. So you end up putting on Killer Clowns from Outer Space for the 20th time, and you're like,
right, something that you don't have to sit there and pay attention to. Yeah,
because I'm like, ooh, this looks good, and then I'm like, I played like 5 minutes of it. I'm like, oh no, I gotta watch that. Like
that's like when I work. A lot of times I'll put on like Law and Order SVU in the background because I've already seen a billion of them. But it's just like, all right, either that or The Shield. Or whatever, because I've already seen it so many times. Or A-Team. A-Team is on like the regular Plex. So it's just like, all right, I'll just put on A-Team because I'm just gonna I'll look up whenever there's gonna be a car flip because every episode is a car flip.
That's the formula.
Speaking of Tubi, that's like I guess the new hub for a lot of the independent horror movies.
Good.
Because
I've been seeing that a lot on the low budget film groups.
There's all like memes and stuff where it's like all the other streaming services for horror and the car. It's like a car and it's like a exit ramp, and the car's going very quickly towards Tubi or whatever. So it seems like Netflix of old, where you would have some lower budget or independent movies on Netflix, horror movies. Now I guess Tubi's taking that approach to it, and I
Yeah.
see a lot of people mentioning checking out the horror section on Tubi.
Yeah, there's like I saw one. I was looking through Tubi earlier, and just on the cover, there's a movie called "Tell Me a Creepy Story," and it kind of grabbed my attention because you've seen the meme with the girl full of like the mouth full of hot dogs.
Hmm.
I like, yeah, like that's but it's like some dude's head, like stuffed with carrots, and then I clicked on it and I was like, oh, that looks kind of weird, but it's a horror anthology, so I want to watch it and then talk about it at some point.
Nice. I
'Cause
actually
like
I have a horror anthology story that I want about. I got from Bloody Disgusting. But Sergio is asking or saying that he thinks that there's going to be another Halloween Reborn. Um, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Speaking of Halloween, sorry to interrupt, but I did watch Rob Zombie's Halloween uh recently, and I remembered that I liked it a lot. I don't know
Oh, really?
why. Yeah,
I
I
like
don't
the
know
first
why.
one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking. I didn't watch part two, but yeah, I was like, I don't remember why people didn't like this.
Because
I think people
people
didn't
just
like the
want to
second one
they want to
more.
complain.
So,
Because the
but yeah,
first one
Halloween.
wasn't bad from what I remember liking the first one, and then I think that's why I didn't like the second one that much more
Yeah.
because they changed the kid because he got older. So it was like the same character. I hate when they like switched it, have the same character but with a different actor.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course,
They're
he
like,
aged out and he grew. He had like a growth spur or whatever.
yeah,
But still, I think that, and then he just like some Rob Zombie movies, it just loses me because he throws these like hallucinations and stuff in there. I'm like, where is this coming from? So I didn't like the second one. I like the first one though.
yeah,
I don't know. I would have to watch them again, honestly. But
yeah.
Life is Pain is bringing up, and this is one that I enjoyed. I think you both did actually as well. But he's saying that there's going to be a second film, a second Black Phone film.
Yes.
So that's
I
pretty
did
know
hear
that.
I did hear that. I did enjoy Black Phone.
Yeah.
A lot. I thought it was people were bitching and moaning about how it wasn't scary. And then I said,
whatever.
but it's pretty cemented in real life, which is very scary.
I was seeing people that say that that's not scary. Are probably the people that are like The Nun 2 was fucking terrifying. Like those are probably those people because they're like, oh,
But yeah, I'm excited because I mean Black Phone 2, right? So we caught him, right? Or to that extent, I think we caught him at the end of Black Phone, right?
yeah.
Spoilers. But so yeah, I'm wondering like what kind of other supernatural stories are we gonna get with that whole serial killer child abductor setup, Black Phone 2, extension 666. I don't know, like so.
The other thing I heard that a sequel's coming out, but the first one I heard was horrible, is the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 or whatever. And they said that Tigger's rights go up. I don't remember.
Tigger's rights go up.
Yeah, in
Like so Tigger's going to be in it.
2024. So they already, I guess they already filmed it beforehand.
I was thinking the same exact thing. I was like, I don't know if I could do it. You beat me to it.
But yeah, they already have pictures of what he kind of looks like, and
Like
I haven't seen the first
crazy,
one.
like a crazy cat.
It's gonna look like Calvin and Hobbes.
I don't know. It kind of looks like it's hard to explain, but it looks like
Imagine that. It's Calvin and Hobbes, right? But it's from the side of like a mentally unbalanced tiger dragging around a dead kid.
Oh,
instead of
you could just change it to Halvin and Cobbs and be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't steal your idea.
Hey, look at that.
Halvin and Cobbs. All right. So I wanted to. So you mentioned an anthology. Did you guys see Halloween Ends or did you see Halloween Kills? I didn't see either of them because I'm not a fan of the Halloween franchise. But,
yeah, I checked them out.
Yeah, you like them?
Tony?
I haven't seen either. So
Okay, so yeah, Halloween Kills, Evil Dies Tonight. That was a whole walkthrough movie from the first. It was like through that night, and then obviously to Halloween Ends. Um, I dug it as I guess a different vision of that whole storyline. Doing a trilogy type deal, but yeah, it's kind of like passing the torch type deal, kind of getting enamored with something that can give you an escape and the pitfalls of that. But I thought it was cool. I thought they could have did a little bit more with like the radio station and like that whole thing. I thought they were gonna do, but there's some homages to Halloween 3 and all that kind of cool stuff. So it had some fan service, which I thought was cool. And then they beat the ever living shit on. Yeah,
So I remember what I was thinking of when I said that Tigger, the picture of Tigger reminded me of something. It reminded me of have you ever saw The Island of Dr. Moreau? The remake with Val Kilmer and whatever.
Yeah.
Like one of those like the
hybridized.
Hybrid, but it kind of looked like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what I was saying. Kind of like a weird cat, like from what's that Stephen King? One of the people turn into cats.
Or
sleepwalkers. Yeah, when they're like, oh man, incestuous, fucking.
Yeah, that's a weird. I was like, where did this come in through all this movie? It's like,
I thought that was his mom.
So there's a director that we had on years ago for La Valantula back in the day. His name is Mike Mendez, and I remember when he was on the show, he called us like he was in his car outside their premiere for the movie, like in Hollywood. Like he called us on the way to the premiere. But he's got a new anthology that he's directing, but he's directing the wraparound, but it's all it's called Satanic Hispanics. How Demon Knight inspired director Mike Mendez anthology wraparound. Horror anthology Hispanic, Jesus Christ. Satanic Hispanics assembled 5 Latin American horror filmmakers to celebrate Hispanic talent in front of and behind the camera, curating tales that spotlight Hispanic myths and legends, uniting 4 tales of terror in Satanic Hispanics wraparound from producer-director Mike Mendez. So yeah. And I think like the right on the cover, it shows a dude with a hatchet, and it's I think it's the dude from Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Isn't Pedro in it?
Maybe it's him.
From Napoleon Dynamite?
Maybe it's him.
Hey man.
There's a another anthology film that has I think with Mexican lore around it, where it's I think it's called Armos Bier. I can't even think. It was
sound it out.
Horror pack release, and it was another anthology film from a few years ago that was actually really good.
Loaded question. What's the best Freddy movie in your opinion?
Dream Warriors.
I'm thinking it might be Dream Warriors for me as well. Even like yeah, because that's with the marionette.
Yeah, and that's
prime time, bitch. Yeah, I think that's probably the best one in my opinion.
Yeah, and then
quickly after that though.
What's the Super Saiyan Freddy, the superhero, the supervillain one? Where he turns people into comic books and then he slices them up.
I don't remember.
I think that's part 5.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Red saying is that number 4? I think it is number 4. I think that is Dream Warriors. Yeah,
there's so many cool aspects of it. Like it's not. The first one was creepy, kind of weird.
There's definitely some cool part. There's a lot of really cool parts.
Part two, I liked a lot. But Dream Warriors, as far as like where they're like, okay, we know what we're doing. Like we know what we're. And then after that, it was just like turning people into meatball pizzas and fucking digging people's eardrums out and like, watch your ears.
There were cool parts here and there, but there was a lot of it. Just got super duper like.
Oh, I love it.
Cheesy, like, yeah. It just got really, really just overly like I bring it up all the time that Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold were in one, and that was enough for me. I was just like, oh god damn it. Life is Pain is saying that he loved the. I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna mess it up.
La Llorona.
I'd love to see more foreign lore horrors. There's plenty out there.
Hey, we watched. What's the one we saw that was the babies, that opening scene that you're like, oh my gosh, they killed everybody.
I don't remember.
Beelzebub.
Oh yeah, Beelzebub.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, but then what's it? Terrified.
Yeah, Terrified crazy. It's I love that movie. Terrified. It's on Shudder. That is really good. But yeah, there was I think Life is Pain. I think you may have mentioned this maybe last week or the week before. Maybe did you mention Talk to Me? Talk to Me is finally out on digital. It's getting a Blu-ray release and it's going to have deleted scenes and whatnot. I saw that. I saw like the screening of it, like a press screening of it, like about a month before it came out, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. But A24 is also releasing a prop replica of the Talk to Me party hand. You can get the hand for $110.
Take my strong hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had another. I forget. I don't know if it was Second Sight or one of the UK companies had one. I think before. I guess it must be like a partner company with A24 because you know I unless they bought the rights to it or something. But they had something. They had something else with the hand. It's like a whole special edition of it. But,
oh yeah. $110. I mean, I like the movie. I know I'm not gonna buy a hand.
I mean, there's a lot of people that love to buy props and stuff.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because A24 puts out a lot of their like Everything Everywhere All at Once. They put out the Pet Rock, Marcel the Shell. I actually bought it. It was like a little mini version of it. It's like a glass version. But then they do have other stuff, and then. Probably this hand will probably be the biggest.
I wonder what they put out for Beau is Afraid.
Yeah, it'd be like A24. What that hand do?
Yeah, what the hand do?
Speaking of, I finally watched that.
Oh,
yeah, and it was definitely out there. Definitely
Isn't it?
Different.
It's really good.
I loved it.
I was like, "What am I watching?" Especially towards the end. I'm like, "What the in the attic with the." Brother and the father. I was like,
but was it? But was it a brother and a father? We'll never know.
Little spoil. Well, for those of you who haven't seen Beau's Afraid, there's a little. I guess that's a little spoiler.
It's a crazy movie. It's a crazy
my favorite.
I enjoyed it.
My favorite scene was after everything happened in the house, and he's walking towards the fucking lake with the fucking face like. I have to rewind it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that movie is twisted. I really enjoyed it though. But you see where I was getting at, where you can definitely watch it. You can tell when you can take a break. Yeah. Like you can easily like know, like it's obvious when it changes. Like, okay, I can pause here. Like everything's changed. Like style has almost changed completely.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it happens a few times. I'm like, what? And like it just like flows into so many different things. I'm just like
such a weird movie.
Yeah.
Long movie too.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like 3 hours, right? 3 hours and
supposedly there's a director's cut. So that's not even the whole movie.
Well, that's the other thing that A24 has been doing. They have Midsummer director's cut, like special edition. They're like books.
Yeah.
So it comes with the movie, and then it comes with like a 50-page booklet or whatever it is.
Yeah, I missed out on that.
They have 4 of them. They have that one, Everything All at Once, Lighthouse, or is it 5? Lighthouse, Everything Everywhere All at Once, the Midsummer, Last Black Man in San Francisco, and something else is over there.
I don't even know that movie. What's
Yeah, what's
how old is that
what's the
movie?
black dude from San Francisco about?
That's probably like 3 years ago.
Oh,
or
I gotta
so,
look more into some A24
That
stuff.
sounds like a 1968 movie.
Yeah.
No, it came out 3 years ago. It was
And
like
it's called
gentrification and
The
stuff.
Last
Black man in San Francisco.
Black.
I forget who directed it.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna look it up at some point.
Oh yeah, 2019. Oh, it's got Jonathan Majors, Danny Glover, Thor Birch, Mike Epps. Okay.
You guys a fan of Brightburn?
Well, I
Love
am.
it.
What?
Oh, I
love
am.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, what you guys did exactly the same thing. So Tony said he loves it, and then Angel said I am. So it looks like there is a Brightburn 2 ?
Ooh.
The H Collective is actively developing a sequel to Brightburn.
Okay. I can
and
see that.
I would love that. Just because like I'm not a Superman guy.
Not
and
a Superman man?
I'm not a Superman man. And mostly because he's a goody two shoes. And I don't like goody two shoes. That's why I like Batman so much, because he's just like, fuck you.
Dark.
You know? Yeah. He's so brooding. But
What
like,
do you mean
this
stop
little
being
fun
to
fact, back in the day, this is way back before some of you guys were born.
For the internets?
Well, probably. Well, definitely before it was like a regular household thing. When Superman died in the comic book.
Yes. That was 1994, 3.
Probably 3, because I still had long hair. My local comic book store, That's Entertainment, which is a gigantic comic book store. It's a warehouse. It's
Go check them out.
Yeah, it's crazy. They actually hosted a funeral for Superman, and it was packed. And I went, and I was interviewed for the newspaper and for the local TV like news, and they're like, "Oh, you here to mourn Superman." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm just here to I hate Superman. I'm just here to make sure that he's dead." I'm like, that was it. And there was a picture of me with my mullet in the newspaper, and I was just like, "Oh, I hate Superman, everybody." Like,
I'm Doomsday.
Yeah, hey everybody, Superman's a punk. He's a Boy Scout, and I hate that. So I really liked Brightburn, because I'm like, yeah, that's right.
A real bad to the bone Superman.
That's right.
This is my Superman.
That's what Superman I'm talking about. If DC did Superman like that, DC probably would have, maybe gave Marvel more of a run for its money.
Yeah, that was what's his face, right? What's his fuck? James Gunn, right?
Yeah. James Gunn. And actually, Greg's saying that the movie Mama is not talked about a lot, and I get it, but it had a couple of good scenes. Did y'all like it?
Is that because I know there's a couple mamas?
That's the one where they find the girls in the woods, and it's like the mother.
Is it what's his face? The Anton Birch guy?
I'm looking up Mama.
And Jennifer Lawrence. Is that the one?
It was like a family finds these 2 girls out in the woods that were the father died.
Oh, I did like Mama. Yeah,
and then there was a ghost in the woods that was taking care of them, and then it followed him home and stuff. That one was
Jessica Chastain.
Oh, I was thinking of Mother.
Yeah, you're thinking of Mother.
Yeah, that one was too.
Yeah, I liked Mama. I went to see that in the theater. I liked it.
Because it was Mother, Mama, Ma with the
and then there was Ma with what's her face, Octavia, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
that one was good. Mom movies, and then there was MOM. See MOM, Mother of Mayhem.
No, I don't think so.
It's like a found footage type. Okay.
And Sergio's saying that Terrifier's on Plex. Terrifier's on a lot of places right now.
Terrifier's on Tubi, the theaters.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yep. I think Terrifier 2 is on Tubi now too.
Yeah, and
two.
And they're doing part 3 with a whole big bag of money.
Yep. Well, that's what happens when you are successful.
Yeah. I love it.
And
I'll check it out, Mama. Because I saw that has Javier Botet. I like him.
Yeah, it was a decent movie. I enjoyed it in the theater. I think I own it on physical as well. And then you would think for Superman being DC, he would be more darker of a character. I think that they try to make him too goody two shoes. He was goody two shoes from Jump Street. You know, they didn't want to change
I
him.
don't know. You didn't see him with like his the era of him when he grew out his hair and his beard, and he had that spaghetti just flying out the top of that S.
Anyways,
Just
But I remember towards the back half of the what do you want to call it?
yes, Greg,
Um,
I do, Greg. I do think Ghost Ship has a great opening scene.
Oh,
I don't know
definitely.
if I've ever seen Ghost Ship.
Yeah, they're like,
Oh,
so
you've
this
seen it.
is love.
Where they're dancing and the line
Do-do-do-do-do.
shoots across all of it and it cuts everybody in half,
Oh,
except for
maybe I've seen the scene, but I don't think I've seen the whole movie.
It's a very traumatic experience where little girls dancing with their grandpops.
Oh,
No,
And,
was it the grandfather or just
I don't
the,
know.
the
it was some
captain
random
of the
old dude
ship?
that was just there. Like, would
And
you
then he like
care to
bent
dance?
over. It was the captain of the ship.
I
And
don't
he
know,
was the
but
only
he
one
got
that got
decapitated. That's a,
halfway.
Oof.
But
He was a human Pez dispenser.
but I think
Um,
that the coolest part of Brightburn is because it reminded me of the one Godzilla movie where at the end they were like pointing out, okay, this monster's here. But
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
Brightburn, they were started to talk about like a whole universe of like
Yeah,
evil.
and it was what's his fuck too, right? Wasn't it Jonah James? Or like it was the guy, not it wasn't Jonah James, but wasn't it the conspiracy theory guy? Who was the conspiracy theory guy in Brightburn at the end? I think it was J.K. Simmons. Let me see. If you haven't seen it, you don't forget it. That's right.
yeah. I mean, I've definitely have seen that scene. I really don't know if I've seen the whole movie. While
You
you're looking
should
that up, so The Exorcist is coming out. The new Exorcist is coming out soon. They're re-releasing the original Exorcist in the theater on October 6th. It's going to be a Fathom Events. Have you guys ever had a chance to see the original Exorcist in the theater? Like the no?
Not when it first came out, but
Oh, what are you, Wolfie? He saw it when it was brand new. His mom took him when he was a kid for real.
yeah,
Um,
no.
I went to see when they re-released it years ago with like the spider walk down the stairs.
I don't remember if we played that at the cinemas.
I don't
forget
recall.
which
I
ones
don't
we
think
played.
he did.
I think
I
we
know
did Evil Dead,
he did Texas Chainsaw.
Texas
They
Chainsaw.
didn't have the spider walk in the original, like the first.
I don't.
I
I'm
don't
not
believe
100.
so. I don't believe they did. And when the original release, I don't think they did.
Yeah, director's cut. Oh, R.I.P. to him, dude. He passed recently. Fredkin.
William Freakin.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was Rooker, Michael Rooker, the big T.
Mm.
At the end,
Hey.
he was showing all the. So yes, to finish on Brightburn, give me the sequel, give me the continuation, because I do want to see what evil Justice League can look like.
Because I think they were talking about Aquaman.
Yeah, there was an Aquaman
Wonder
variant.
Woman.
There was like a Strong Woman variant.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah,
I just love how everyone is like man or woman in DC.
man,
Who knows?
Batman, Superman, man.
Well, the Flash isn't Flashman, but
He
you
should
know,
be.
yeah,
Super
I'm
Flash.
Flashman. Sergio saying that he has Ghost Ship on DVD. I'm jealous. I don't think I have it.
Very nice.
So I'm still avoiding everything about the new Exorcist. I haven't seen a trailer.
No?
I'm not talking with anyone. I'm avoiding anything on social media about it. I want to go in completely blind.
Probably gonna need that.
I've completely avoided everything. So me and my dad are gonna go see it when it comes out.
Sure.
So
Your dad's
unspoiled. I was very worried because when we went to go see the last voyage of the blah, 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 whatever.
the
Last voyage of Gollum on a boat. You got to understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. So
okay. No, the only thing I really like the movie. It's just that the use CG. I understand you have to use some CG.
Yeah.
That, but
shout out Javier Botet once more.
But you still gotta, I'm like, there's scenes that you didn't have to use CG where you could have just put a dude in the costume,
but we don't know. Maybe it was easier to
Well,
get that shot. You know.
Also, how
Just-
big is your budget? It's literally the first time you see this thing is just him crawling around on the boat. And it looks like Gollum. I'm like, you just put a dude in a costume and be like, "Hey, everyone, I'm Doug Jones." Like, just do
Well,
that.
they put Javier Botet. He plays the
All right,
Pan's
let's throw him
Labyrinth
at the
guy
bottom of
and
the
then-
boat, make him crawl around a little bit. Then, anyways, but I was worried I was going to see the Exorcist trailer then, and I was like, "Oh crap, I'm going to have to block my ears and run out of the theater or something."
Well, I've seen the trailer, and
It looks intense.
it looks Now,
All right.
is it
Here's a good question. I know you're talking about movies. I was actually going to talk about a TV show in a minute anyway. So,
perfect?
do you have any thoughts on Del Toro's Cabinets of Curiosities? I loved it.
Awesome stuff.
Or Black Mirror, both on
Again,
Netflix.
Watch that.
Phenomenal. Black Mirror.
I'm not completely caught up like on Black Mirror. Like I'm one of those guys that I know you don't have to watch it in order, but I'm one of those guys that I want to watch it in order. So I started, and I'm just like, no, I'm going to continue. But I do like I really loved the Cabinet of Curiosities, and I really have enjoyed Black Mirror. What I've seen of it so far. And
wait, you start from the beginning, Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Okay. So when it was very British.
Very British. I love British television.
Yeah.
So I'm all about it. But not typical gore horror, but creepy still. I enjoy good creep factor. Like if it's got gore, that's cool too. It doesn't have to have gore to be scary. Honestly, some of the scariest movies in my mind don't have a ton of gore.
Yeah. TCM.
TCM. And whatchamacallit? There's a bunch. Like there was a list that I shared on my Facebook. It was like the top like whatever slow burn. And like there's some movies on there that I really had a problem with, and I'm just really offended that there was no Ty West on that list because
what did that list define as slow burn?
Let me pull it up.
Because there's like slow burn movies that are just like slow burn like the whole like, oh, it's a slow burn, you have to go in very open-minded,
like story development.
But then there's some that are just like, oh my god, it doesn't need to be this.
The Witch.
The Witch is on that list, by the way, and that's one of the ones I had a problem with.
That was probably because it just didn't have. It was like, okay, I get it.
You didn't like
Something's
the Puritans?
coming. I don't like period pieces to begin with.
Oh my
but
gosh.
as long as you like bring something with it, then it's like, okay, I can deal with it.
That's what. So is that why you haven't checked out Hagazusa?
I didn't even hear about that one. So
I'm in your TikTok live like every week, bro.
Saying,
I'm like Hagazusa, and you're like, don't got it, and you move on very quickly.
Hagazusa, who's that?
Well, that's a lot of the whenever I don't have it, because whenever
moving on.
Whenever people shoot stuff, I'm like, because then I'll get the same movie 500 times too. It's like, do you have this?
So if you see Hagazusa, that's me in there fucking live up.
My computer's being wicked dumb. Why is it?
But the Witch, I thought, it could have moved a little quicker, but once it got going, bro, it was like delicious.
I'm a big fan of slow burn and what have you, and I did not like.
So you love It Follows, right?
No, I did not like It Follows. I thought that was I thought that year that was like probably the most overrated movie of the year. That did nothing for me. Nothing. I saw it in the theater and like I heard all the hype. He's saying so Greg is saying that Black Mirror is like a new era Twilight Zone. I agree.
Yeah, it's a great
I like Black Mirror. Inside Number 9 is much better. I started checking out some of that too. Yeah, that's a British show as well. Hereditary was number 1 on that list. Ow.
I have no legs.
I have no legs.
I have no legs. Yeah, Kids is something else. Yeah, that's that movie's pretty messed up.
Kids is good.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up though.
Butterscotch.
Whenever you rewatch The Wire, I'm like, hey, that's Casper.
Yeah.
Like he gave that girl AIDS on the couch.
Yeah, like, Chloe Sevigny.
Yeah.
She was in a lot of those like
that dude who made that movie is a friggin' mental case too.
Larry Clark. Well, Gummo was another one that.
Same guy. What's his name? Corin?
kicked off of Leno for being a weirdo. He was on like a lot.
Dark.
So his so this was the list. Number 10 was Jacob's Ladder.
I love it.
Number 9 was The Omen.
Pretty good.
I love The Omen.
Okay. Just for you, Damien.
Yeah, that's the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, for you, Damien. I just did that. I just had to pick a kill for a podcast that was a guest on, where it's just like you have to pick a kill that affected you in some way. And I'm like, technically, it's not a kill; it's a suicide, but it still affected me. And so we talked about it for like an hour. Yeah, and it was a fun show.
Yeah, like I never realized the deep-rooted issue.
I have no idea what this movie is. Melancholia.
Melancholia.
Sure,
I've
that
never
one.
seen it.
Never
The Witch. Boo.
Oh, The Witch.
Rosemary's Baby. I love it.
Good one.
A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
Never saw it.
I saw some of it.
Is it a vampire movie or what?
Yeah. Yep. The Wicker Man.
Which one? The Bees? The Bees or
My eyes?
73.
Okay. All right.
The Killing of a Sacred Deer from 2017. Haven't seen it.
I like that. That's
I never saw
A24
it.
too. I like
That's
that.
is that the Christopher Lloyd in that?
No, that's Hugh Jackman, I believe.
Huge asshole. Yeah, I think it's Hugh Jackman.
Or Colin Farrell, you mean?
Sure. One of those white guys. The Lighthouse, which I enjoyed.
I never saw it.
Another
Hereditary. I don't hate Hereditary, but
I like the first half. The
not
second half
one.
lost me.
Should not be number one on that list.
You don't like the whole build-up?
I like the build-up, and then the second half, I was like, oh, it built up to something I didn't like whatsoever.
You didn't like the whole falling apart and like exposing all the.
I thought like I know he doesn't like it, but I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think it deserves to be number one on that list by any means. And I'm not saying that House of the Devil needs to be number one on that list either, but I think that deserves to be on that list more so than some of the other.
House of the Devil was a banger.
Yeah. That the first time I watched that movie, I was like, how did I never hear this movie? This movie is like an old movie. How did this pass my radar? And I'm like, wait a minute. This dude is in it. I'm like, he's not that old. Yeah. And I was like, this is a new movie. I legit thought this movie was from the 80s because it was done so well. It legit feels just like an 80s movie, and it sold, whatever. I like her hitting her head. What is it? I liked her head hitting the pole. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So we were talking about TV shows a little bit, and this is a show that I kind of avoided because I really didn't want to watch it. But my niece had asked me, "Hey, can you find me Chucky season 1 and 2? I want to rewatch it before season 3 comes out."
Mm-hmm.
Because she has, I think it's Paramount or something, and only season 1 is on there. Season 2 isn't.
I hate all streaming sites right now. They don't have anything. Everything you got to sign up for an extra this.
Right.
So
you know what's up. Everyone's jumping on cable, and now they're just like, all right, now pay $1 billion.
You knew it was going to happen.
Oh yeah. So I watched season 1 just because I was like, I need something to watch, and I loved it.
Really?
I watched season 2, and I loved it. Although I am holding off on the very last episode.
Okay.
Because season 3 is coming out like next month, and I'm like, all right, I want to just hold off for the last episode, even though it's like I could have just held off for season 2, but it's way better than it deserves to be. The show is really good.
Huh.
It's very entertaining.
Okay.
And
but it's like it's not too teeny boppy.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And Brad Dourif is the voice of Chucky, and there's a character that in there that is possessed by Chucky, but it's a female, and she goes back and forth between herself and Chucky, and it's his daughter in real life.
Oh yeah.
And she's doing an imitation of him, and I'm like, it's pretty dope. And she's great at imitating her dad,
She looks like him a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like a young.
Have either of you guys seen it at all?
I own them. I just never sat down to watch it. But there is a documentary that who did it? It was either the director's daughter or the guy that came up with the animatronics daughter. It was kind of like living through Chucky, Life with Chucky, I think it's called, where her dad was in the series the whole time, and it's her growing up through it and like learning about the doll and getting older and figuring out, everything was. So it was pretty cool. I wanted to. I actually reached out to her on Instagram, but she never got back. I was gonna try to get her on to talk about it. But if you're into documentaries, I think you like that one. Living with Chucky, I think it's called.
And Greg is asking, is Child Play 3 the best of the series? The one where Andy went to the military school.
I like that one the most.
It's the craziest one for sure.
So that's the thing, that's the reason I didn't want to watch the show, is because that's another franchise that I felt like kind of fell apart.
The guy goes and blows himself up.
But that's the thing, is it like in the Andy's in it. Andy's in the television show, and so isn't what's her face. Like, they bring back the original peeps, and it's
Alex Vincent and what's her name, Christine, whatever.
She's in it.
Grown up, all grown up.
Yeah, and it's really cool. Like,
he was in that. He was in the last one. I know he wasn't like involved into any of the other ones after one. I think, right? He was.
Yeah,
two,
but
right?
they kind of explain some stuff, and they also kind of poke fun at themselves, kind of deal.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, the last one was the one that Chucky was like a piece of decomposing head in Andy's box in a safe, and he was like,
they explain a lot of that too. Like, there's actually an army of Chuckies.
I actually liked Colt a lot more than
Colt and Chucky,
because I lost it with Seed. I didn't like Seed of Chucky. Then,
well, here's the thing: is that Glenn and Glenda, they're actual people. In season 2, it's a daughter and son kind of deal, but then they're presented as a gift with the doll from their mom, who is not really their mom, because their mom is a doll. But I don't know. There's a bunch of like guest stars in season 2, like because what's her face? I'm forgetting her name. The one who did the voice of the Bride of Chucky,
Jennifer Tilly.
Because Jennifer Tilly's in both seasons, and she's supposedly the Bride of Chucky, but in Jennifer Tilly's body. They trapped Jennifer Tilly into the bride's the doll body kind of deal. So Jennifer Tilly's having a party, and like a bunch of these Hollywood celebrities will show up, and like including Jennifer Tilly's sister, who is like a famous actress as well. And like it just all shit goes crazy, and people end up getting murdered everywhere you look.
So what you're saying is, check it out.
Watch it.
Oh, I would definitely check it out. I think it's a really good time. It's a very quick watch, even though each episode is like 40 minutes or something like that. They fly by. Life is Pain is asking if you guys seen Lake Mungo.
Don't think I have.
It's in that. I think there's. I don't know if there's 2 versions or something, but there is one that's in that.
It's Australia.
8 films to die for. That horror fest. I got 4. I think there's one more, but it's in one of the 8 movies. Things.
It's an Australian movie.
Oh, righty.
So that's one of those ones that everybody usually asks for. It's like Lake Mungo, Megan is Missing, like the ones that have that like. I don't want to know. I don't even know if it's a hype train, because I don't think half these people even watch the movies that they ask for. I think it's just one of those like they'll throw up a meme or something, and it's like, oh, have you seen this? Have you seen this? But
well, you never know.
Cover looks kind of cool.
There's a lot of movies out there that people. I mean, I just randomly look for stuff.
Oh, it's found footage, mockumentary style. Okay.
I
like it.
Looks like and Kendrick is she is doing a serial killer woman of the hour. Sorry, it's been a long day. It's a serial killer movie. Found a home at Netflix, and it looks like it's a dating game. That the image is of like an old dating game. So it must be like, because wasn't there was more than, or there was at least one serial killer that was a contestant on the dating game.
Oh, it's real life?
In real life, yeah.
I didn't know
Actually,
that.
I think PB Herman was a contestant on the dating game too.
R.I.P. man.
Rip. I just watched.
I love Anna Kendrick, so that'll be
Yeah.
one.
Dating
Check
game
out.
serial killer. Rodney Alcala, 1978, who was ultimately convicted of 7 murders, but may have committed over 100, appeared on a dating game alongside Cheryl Bradshaw, played by Kendrick on screen.
Nice. There you go. I'll watch that, even though it's going to be on Netflix. Who they've been messing with me too. You said all streaming services. What's that?
No Netflix and chill, bro.
No. I mean, I still watch Netflix, but like randomly, like every single thing that we watch Netflix on in the house, like was logged out. And in order for us to watch Netflix again, I had to call and verify everything in the house.
Yeah, you know why, right?
Oh yeah. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, what about when we go on vacation and I bring my Chromecast with me? Like, what's gonna happen?
So you can't do that anymore.
Well, I'm like, yes, I can. I pay for it. You know.
Well, now you have to pay
It's
extra.
got to be under your IP.
No, they said like, oh well, you know, you can do it like for a limited time kind of deal, and blah blah blah. And then like I was over my in-laws' house the other day, and their cable bill is over $200 right now. So they're trying to think of like ways to save money. And I'm like, just go to internet and do this for regular TV. Do this. We'll share our Hulu with you. She's like, well, how much is Hulu? And we looked. I'm like, oh, it's this much. And I'm like, actually, it just says right here that it's going up next month. So that's going up to you. Plus, we already pay enough for that because I do the commercial free Hulu. So
that's like $9.99.99.
Whatever, yo. No, I forget. I think it's going to be like $18.
Yeah, you know what I do when the commercials come on? I hit that mute button.
I just literally do nothing because it's just like it's right back.
What's your password, bro?
No, I don't even know.
Let me live a little.
I have no idea what my password is, honestly.
Let me live.
So there's still I want to sign up for BritBox, but I don't know if it's worth it.
BrickBox?
BritBox. It's like British television.
Oh, love.
Crikeys. Left is Painting saying he canceled his Disney subscription. So here's the deal, right? So
yeah,
we
how do we cancel Disney? Tell me how to cancel it.
So here's the deal. If you have Spectrum, it just cancels it anyways. So Spectrum decided that like, hey, you know what? Disney's like, we don't like the fact that you're just going up on all of our prices without asking us. So we're gonna take all of our stuff and take it off your platform unless you lower these prices again. And they're like, nope, we're not gonna do that. So Disney took all of their stuff, which includes like FX, FXX, like all these other things, and like Freeform and all these other things, and just took them all off Spectrum. Then Spectrum went up in price again. So that's why like my in-laws are like, we're paying like over $220 something a month. And like half of like the channels we watch are gone.
For less.
Yeah.
How's that work? Like, we got you by the balls, kid.
Yeah.
Where you gonna go?
Yeah.
Where you gonna go? Comcast? Good luck.
It's because in my town too, like my town, in the city of Worcester, they have a contract. So there's no compete. There's only one service in my area.
Yeah. Then I it's like that's a monopoly. Oh no, we just have areas where we service only.
Yeah, like all of Worcester.
It's an agreement.
If you go to Boston, they have 3 different options. So that's why everything's dirt cheap out there, is because Comcast and Spectrum and all these and whatever Verizon are all competing with each other. Yeah. Or whatever. So I don't know what we have for a guest next time, Sergio. We kind of we throw feelers out there, and we may not know until the day of the show. Honestly, sometimes we don't know until that day. So I can't tell you for sure what we have. I know we have some stuff lined up. We may have one coming up that's going to be pre-recorded. So just keep that in mind. I'll put a little reminder if it's pre-recorded, so that way you don't have to bother yourself by asking questions, because we won't answer if it's pre-recorded.
Hey,
I said, what is this about? Get me or I'm out of here. Yeah. But yeah,
we should do that in the beginning. This
Actually,
is previously
Life is Pain,
recorded.
it's a guest. He's a director that's out of the UK. Tony.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
What's
that's
that?
one of the reasons. It's How to Kill a Monster. There's a
Mm,
from Dread Central.
yeah.
There's Dread Presents series that has all these different. I have pretty much the whole collection, and they had a movie called Book of Monsters, um, and then this is the sequel. I don't know if it's like the direct sequel or it's in the whole lore or the world of it. But the director, he got back to me, and he's like,
So it's not
"Well,
doesn't have to do anything with Goosebumps.
no, I can
Goosebumpers.
show you."
How to
Hold
Kill
on.
a Monster. That's one of the books.
What? Next time, Gadget.
Next time.
Wow.
But here's
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess
I
the
remember that.
original one where it's this girl, I think she turns 18 or something, and on her 18th birthday, all these they open up this book that her father has, and when she opens it up, all these monsters start coming out. So I guess I'm guessing it's in that lore, and
How to kill a monster when you turn 18. How to kill a monster.
so,
Death. Life is Pain is asking if we have a date set for the podcast with Nancy Ann Ritter. We don't. I'm thinking I'm just gonna edit it and put it up this weekend. I'm thinking we had an idea and we're just waiting to hear back from her. She's busy.
Busy.
Yeah, she's a busy lady. She travels a lot for work, for acting and stuff like that and conventions. And plus she's in a relationship with Tony Moran. So they travel to spend time with each other. It's a long distance thing. So Tony Moran from the original Halloween, Michael Myers. So yeah, she's dating him. So they're she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be away. I'm gonna be with Tony for a while." Blah blah blah. Yuckity schmeckity. Blank blank blank. That's why we haven't recorded a new episode in a while. But we have a bunch that are already pre-recorded. So, but
Got them in the can.
yeah. Well, I just have to edit them and put them up. But I'm thinking I'm gonna shoot for the 15th. So keep an eye because it's gonna be on our YouTube page. It's gonna be on our Facebook page for Wicked Horror Show. And the audio podcast is gonna be on the Wicked Horror Show one as well. But I'm gonna put it as
Yeah, it'll be on the
later. So that way
same feed.
yeah, same feed though. He's saying, "Oh wow, even I want to date him." I don't know about that. Yeah, he's an interesting dude. Like I've never talked to him because I was always intimidated by him. Honestly, he's a biker dude. I don't know if you've ever seen him in person, but he's yeah, he could kick my ass. I can tell you that. And I've seen him get in people's faces when they're inappropriate towards people, which is rightfully so. Rightfully so. If they're being inappropriate towards like a female guest at a convention, you deserve to be threatened. I'm just not the man to do it. But anyways, on that note, now that I'm a wuss, Angel, where can people go to follow your things and stuff?
You can hit up That Strange Show on Instagram. We have an episode that went up. We talked about Bo's balls and yeah, but you've seen him, right, Tony?
of course.
Yeah, so that's up right now. And we just took a little break, a little hiatus. I got busy. I got some health stuff I had to take care of, but we're about to start back up sometime soon. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, Tony.
You can find me at Tony Has Nine Fingers on YouTube, where I have a whole bunch of old school reviews. I haven't done anything on YouTube in a while, but I got a whole bunch of reviews and unboxings and stuff. Tony Has Nine Fingers on X. Tony Has Nine Fingers on TikTok, which is my fastest growing platform. So you'll find me there more often, even though recently I have stuff going on, so I haven't really gone on there as much. But
Hey, you've been growing out that beard.
Yeah,
that's been
it's very glorious.
That's been my main focus is TikTok. Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me, and of course here every Tuesday, whether we have a guest or we have this open discussion about anything horror. Check us out every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out live. I know a bunch of people from TikTok have come over, so I appreciate it. Life is Pain and everybody.
Yeah.
So you can see me do my hand motions and everything, but definitely not only listen to us, but check us out as well. If you're on the audio side, check us out. And
come see our beautiful faces.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
Kevin.
so it looks like I was going to tell Life is Pain. He's saying that you can see the guy from last week. He was saying you can see his movies. It's just on Apple TV over in the UK. For £3.50 is what he said.
Oh, love.
He said he found it. There's an app called Real Good. All one word.
REEL.
Yep, Real Good, and that's it tells you where things are available, like all over the world. But for myself, A-Knuckle on Instagram. Besides doing this show with these fine gentlemen, I'm also part of Black and White Frights, That Strange Show, and the Re-Education of Nancy Ann Ritter, which hopefully will be coming out this week. Thanks for watching / listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.